Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Allison here sharing some more December daily inspiration with you, Cricut style. I am beginning once again with a design process. If you don't want to stick around for that, feel free to skip ahead because there is a scrapbook process as well. The design process that I am working on today is for day 18, and it is about meeting my husband here in town one night for supper. He was passing through, wasn't going to be able to spend the night with us at home. He had to keep going, and he needed some medication he forgot at home. So we met him, we went for supper, ate in my car, but we got to hang out for a little bit, all four of us, before he continued on. So that's what this page is about. And when I started designing it, I immediately thought of mistletoe because it is obviously a Christmas album after all. So I looked up mistletoe. I found a few that I liked, and I'm playing around with this one in particular right now. I ended up switching it out. I wasn't sure it was perfect for what I wanted to do. And then I also created my own title that says "Meet Me Under the Mistletoe." There are a few in the Cricut design image library, but I didn't really care for them so much, so I decided to just make my own. And all I did to do that was use the text function, type out what I want. I did actually find the word mistletoe just as it was in my image library, so I used that, and then all I had to do was type meet me and under the mistletoe. The hardest part about creating a title like this is choosing what font you want to use. When you have Cricut access, you get access to hundreds of different fonts. My personal favorite script font is called Babette. While I was creating, I couldn't remember what it was called, so I had to save the page, go look through my library of designs and figure out what it was, and then come back to do it, because for the life of me I just couldn't think of it. So I didn't like the first holly or the first mistletoe that I was working with, so I chose one of the other ones that I had sitting off to the right side of my canvas. I deleted the other one because it wasn't as nice or as detailed as this one is, and this one, in my opinion, is the winner. I did play around with color for quite a while, trying to decide what colors I wanted to use for the actual mistletoe. In the end, I stuck with green. I think it looked the best. And also toyed with duplicating the mistletoe and making it smaller, and then adding it to the top where the bow is. But I decided against that as well, and just looked up snowflakes, and that was also the best call to make as well. It looks really great up there. So as I'm creating this, you can see me working on the photo right now. It occurred to me that with the striped overlay in the background, there would be no room for me to add journaling. And I knew when I started designing this page that I wanted to leave lots of space for journaling. Because the current schedule that we are on right now, as far as my husband's job is concerned, is another significant change for our family, and so I wanted to document that. So I decided to turn the large 6x8 mistletoe image that I had originally created into a 4x6, so I could turn it into a flip out page. So the mistletoe is gonna fit inside a 4x6 page protector that will attach to the base page, and then I will use the base page for all of my journaling. So the striped overlay is actually going to be resized to 4x6 as well. It's all going to be grouped together so that it's just easier to move around the canvas if I needed to move it again in the future, which I do a few times just to work out the kinks and that sort of thing. I duplicated and copied the word journal over and over again just to denote the fact that this base page is going to be specifically for journaling. I'm not actually going to type out the word journal over and over and over again. That is there just as a note to me. That's what my plan is. So by the time I get around to actually creating it, I won't forget what I wanted to do. And that's the same as the make a flip out note that I left on the canvas as well. When I share these with the Cricut community, which they will be available to the Cricut community, I'll take that note out so that it's not there and confuses people. So now I'm moving on to creating the base pages for days 13 and 14. I started off with day 14. I'm not 100% sure why. It was a little mixed up in my head, and that's why I started out with, which is fine. I actually stamped the background yesterday just so I could get a little bit ahead. It was time consuming to stamp Mary repetitively in the background. In the design in Cricut, I actually have the word Mary over and over and over again on the base page. It can be printed or like cut that way, or printed too if you wanted to write it, which I had toyed with, but I have never actually used that function yet, and I don't think I have the right color pens in my stash. Otherwise, I totally would have done it. So that is coming one day. Watch for a video in the future, because I think I probably will cover that topic as well. So to get around that, I just decided to stamp the word Mary. Luckily, I had Mary in my stash, and I honestly just used my straight edge ruler and a pencil to mark out the lines and then stamp it out just so I could keep it straight. Now that I have that done, page 14 is pretty well done. I do add some more to the back side of it because I realized that there was going to be a blank page on the reverse side, and I needed to figure out what to do with that. So I just decided to add more pictures and space for journaling. So it's nothing too exciting. I'm working on page or day 13 right now, and quite honestly, this page totally excites me. I love it so much. I was just talking about how on page 14, you could either write the word Mary out, or you could cut it if you wanted to. I did that with this page. So I found the snowflake image, which is so cute, by the way. I duplicated it a number of times to make it fit the 6x8 tabbed divider that it's on. And then I used the group function and attach function. When you use those two together, it makes your own pattern paper. So the image will cut out from the paper that it is attached to, which is such an awesome function. I love doing this myself. There is no limit to what you could do using these two functions. So I have my own not snowflake, Christmas tree pattern paper. And then on a whim, I decided to mat it to this two-tone pink pattern paper from Close to My Heart that I had in my stash. I have been looking for an excuse, quite honestly, to use this paper in my album, and I finally found it. I think I will be doing a page similar to this, probably again before I complete my album. That's the plan anyways. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I would really like to, because I love this page so much. So here, I just wanted to show you how I add the circles, the holes, to my pages so that they go inside the album. Because these are both 6x8 pages, it's relatively easy. I just take a page that already has holes in it, or the page protector, and I use a pencil to mark where the holes will be, and then use just a single hole punch to create my holes. I know there's other tools out there to create different rings and holes. I only have a 3-ring album, And so I don't need to use any of those other ones out there. But there are lots of tools and options for you to choose to make holes for your pages. So now on to page 2 of day 13. I decided to cut this chevron pattern from mint cardstock. I really wanted to use some more texture paste and put that in the background, but I don't actually have a stencil that is shaped this way, and I didn't want to use more cardstock just to make another cardstock stencil, so that'll have to wait. And instead I just cut it from pattern paper and then adhered it to the tab divider. I cut the tab divider twice and then sandwiched them together so that you wouldn't see the pink pattern paper through the other side. And this side is just for my journaling and my photo. And with that, y'all, this page is done. Both these pages. I'm just going to embellish a little bit more. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's process video and design video process as well. I will be back again with more December daily inspiration for you using your Cricut. And like I said, all of these designs will be available in the Cricut community once this project is done. So when it is done, I will do a flip through and I will leave a link to those pages in Cricut community. I'll also leave links to all the products that I used in today's layouts. Here are the close-ups, and I hope you stick around to check them out. I'll be back again tomorrow. Can't wait to share with you guys again. Bye!